Mes chers amis, je voudrais vous dire que c'est l'un d'entre vous qui vous parle. Je suis l'un d'entre vous pour avoir passé plus de 20 ans dans les organisations de la société civile. Et je sais quelle est la force de votre conviction, la force de votre engagement, la force de votre détermination et la force de votre persévérance pour porter la voix des sans-voix, représenter les non-organisés au plan national et international. Je sais quelle est la portée de vos sacrifices. Sacrifices qui visent bien sûr à ce que les populations en général et africaines en particulier puissent être au cœur du développement de nos pays. Je suis donc toujours fier de vous retrouver. Dear friends, it's my great pleasure and privilege to have been invited to deliver a welcome address in this very important meeting of the civil society organizations and bring to you greetings from the UN and the Secretary General and Executive Secretary of UNECA, Carlos Lopez, who wishes you good and rich deliberation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important consultation on the International Conference on Population and Development. 19 years ago, civil society organizations were well represented in Cairo when the United Nations convened the International Conference on Population and Development. It was the largest gathering of governments, delegates, CSOs, and NGOs in the continent at that time. We in the UN recognize the important role that civil society plays in ensuring that we remain grounded in the reality of every person. I want to appreciate and thank UNFPA for affording civil society this opportunity to come together and look at the critical issues that need to be addressed around issues of population, reproductive and maternal health that are central to development. I also want to sincerely thank the AUC and EPPF for making this possible. Today we are meeting in Addis Ababa to review the implementation of the Program of Action in Africa, to appreciate what we achieved, to understand the gaps and unfinished agenda, and to identify priorities for the future. That's why we call it ICPD Beyond 2014. The program of action that came out of Cairo in 1994 resulted in a paradigm shift in the population and development policy from focus on human numbers to focus on human lives. This paradigm shift puts people at the center of development policy, meaning that development is for people, and development activities should lead to improving the quality of life of people, to sustain economic growth, inclusive and equitable sustainable development, and through better management of demographic dynamics, human rights, sustainability, and empowerment of people, especially women and children. Dear friends, improving the quality of human life through investment in health, education, food, nutrition, housing, clothing, among others, are important national development priorities in Africa. This requires, of course, managing the demographic dynamics through economic and social policies that focus on human lives. Also, it requires integration of demographic dynamics in terms of fertility, mortality, and migration, and changes in age structure and distribution, and in economic and social development policies. The paradigm shift entails human rights to become the cornerstone of population and development strategies, programs, and policies. People have the right to develop and to participate in development and to freely decide on the number of spacing of their children. This includes the right to reproductive health and to the tools and communities for promoting maternal and child health. The ICPD program of action is based on sustainability and empowerment. Sustainability is a means for sharing well-being by all people today and in the future. Besides technology and the economy, sustainability is largely determined by the consumption and production patterns of people, their distribution in rural and urban settlement, and their impact on the environment and climate change. Therefore, it is important to integrate the demographics and population dynamics in development plans and strategies, and in program implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. On the other hand, the empowerment of the people, particularly women and girls, is an important pillar for equality and social justice, and for the welfare and stability of societies. Achievement of these social parameters will greatly contribute to the social and economic development, as well as to peace, security, and stability. Ladies and gentlemen, the General Assembly of the United Nations called for full implementation of the program. This can only be achieved if we all work together. Governments, CSOs, youth, women, and international development partners. We need to build efficient and effective synergies through an integrated approach, delivering services centered on people's needs, especially on women and children, with a focus on the vulnerable and disadvantaged migrant workers and those who are internally displaced. We need to establish national and vital registration system that registers birth and death in order to adequately track progress, stagnation, and setback in the fight to improve maternal health. And we need government leadership and accountability of inclusive partnership at country and global levels to design, implement, and monitor the commitments and promises of all stakeholders. At ECA, we will continue working with member states and with our partners, including institutions of excellence, civil society organizations, the private sector, faith-based and cultural institutions, to ensure that the program of action is fully implemented in Africa, on which your 2 days of consultation are all about. Whilst the conference is intergovernmental, we recognize that the voice of civil society needs to be heard. We are therefore providing space for your representative, that is representing CSOs, youth and women, to make interventions in the conference. They will be invited at different sessions to speak. I hope, therefore, you take advantage of your pre-conference meeting to sharpen your messages and select representatives who can eloquently represent your interventions in a manner that can help to come up with an African common position that represents the interests of this continent and can take us beyond 2014 and beyond 2015. On behalf of the Executive Secretary of ACA, I wish you successful consultation during the 2 days of your meeting. Thank you.